your birthday.
Beautiful.
The Rigley guy.
Just let me know below how Nano's going. Have you finished? Have you hit that goal yet? And all the things. Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to my channel. Today is the 17th day of November, which also means it's the 17th day of Nano, and I am feeling good. It is currently 6:25 p.m. I got back recently from dinner with the write-in. Things were a little different today. The power was out at the library, so there was not going to be any write-in at the library. But we quickly got the word out to everybody that we might want to go ahead and try to write at a coffee shop. And so we went ahead and met there, and we actually had quite a few people turn up at the coffee shop. I guess everybody was ready to go for their writing, and it worked out great. So I actually have only had 2 writing sessions today, but I've done some really good work today. I have covered some major ground in my novel, and I'm just absolutely loving where I'm at as far as my headspace goes, as far as the story goes. Everything just feels like it's flowing. Like I've finally tapped into that place that's not just gonna last till tomorrow morning when I pick it up. Like it kind of, you know, if you've been watching my previous vlogs, Nano started out very hit or miss for me, just very rough trying to get those words out. I still got the daily word count almost every day and then some other days, but it was like pulling teeth to get those words to come out. But I've seen little glimpses of what I call that flow state here and there throughout Nano, but it didn't last very long. But ever since yesterday, I have been in this state where even when I'm not writing, I have been in this specific state, which I kept thinking, you know, am I gonna hit that state at all during this Nano? Because it hadn't happened until yesterday, where I feel like even when I'm not writing, that's all I'm thinking about is the scene that's next, that I need to write next, or the bit within the scene that I need to write next. And I'm just so, like when I have to stop writing, I'm just like, but I can keep going and going and going. And I absolutely love when that's the case. And as I was saying, it just hasn't been the case much at all this month until yesterday and still today. So yay me, go me. I'm so happy with what I've got going on. I hit a break between scenes at the write-in at the coffee shop, so what I did was I went ahead and tallied up the word count in my first act of this manuscript, because what had happened was any little ideas that came to me about future scenes, I would hurry up and make a little, I call them scene cards, I don't know what they're called. I'd make a new chapter card and just write down whatever information or bits of dialogue that came to me for that scene, and then I'd just put it in the chronological order in Act 2 or Act 3, wherever it would go. So I have a decent amount of my word count going to pieces like that, but for the most part, I've just been trying to write chronological from the beginning, which I started out thinking I knew and then decided no, this isn't the beginning, and moving it. I have, I think it was almost 24,000 words in my first act, and I wanted it no more than 20, preferably closer to 19 or even 18,500, to try to keep that second act as the big bulk of that, you know, 50 to 55% worth of the book. Maybe even 60% of the book is kind of how I like to structure my novels. 24,000 words in my first draft. I can already point to some wording issues and stuff that I know will go eventually, and I'm just gonna leave it for now. And I do have a whole scene that I can actually wrap that information that's being conveyed to the reader in the scene that's actually previous to that. So I plan, once Nano's over, I'm gonna probably just delete that scene and call it a wash and just put that little bit of information that scene was giving me into the scene before it, because it's a fun scene and there's a lot of fun, witty back and forth dialogue, but it's not really doing much for the story except showing the relationship between my main character and this other character, and that's all fun and good, but I can still do that in the scene before it and the scenes after and, you know, all the scenes. I can do that in all the scenes. So I don't need this specific scene to have this little witty banter back and forth. So I'm gonna cut it. Like they say, sometimes you have to kill your darlings. I mean, it wasn't that much of a darling, but whatever. And so yeah, my highly inflated first act is doing well. And my total word count as of my 2 writing sessions today, the first writing session I got 1,361 words, and that happened before I left for the coffee shop. And then at the coffee shop, I got another 989 words, and we weren't there as long as we normally are. We normally go from 2:30 to 4:30, but we didn't really sit down and get started till almost 3 o'clock. And then I had completely wrapped it up about 4:30, well, about 4:28. So I didn't even write for a full hour. I actually wrote during that time about 2.5 short scenes, and between each scene I had to stop and really brainstorm, you know, what is the goal, what's the motivation, what's the conflict, what all's going on in this scene, because it was a pretty pivotal, in my opinion, scene or series of scenes, because they kind of build on each other as most scenes do. But I wanted to really think it through and not just be typing to type, because I could have just, I was like in the zone, but I wanted to stop and regroup. That being said, I'm sitting at 2,350 words for the day, and my grand total word count for day 17 of Nano is 34,388 words. Yay! So I am currently 1, 2, 3, almost 4 days ahead of the Nano power line. You probably can't, okay, you can see it a little bit. So I'm slowly starting to deviate from that line instead of just hugging that line. I'm starting to rise above it. Both Rigley and Boston have school tomorrow. Rigley has school until 12:45, and then I'll go pick him up. But I do have a few things I need to do. I need to do a couple of photo orders, and then I need to get things in line and figured out for Rigley's birthday invitation for his alien party for turning 5 years old. His birthday is actually Tuesday, November 19th, but because of Nano and just everything going on with the Thanksgiving holiday and all of that, we usually push his birthday to that first weekend of December. So that falls on December 7th this year, so that's when his birthday party is going to be. But I have to take his picture to get the invitations made, to get the invitations out so people can come to said party. And I gotta get that done soon so people have enough time to plan for it and RSVP and all that. So I will have some time to write tomorrow, but not as much as I'd probably like, especially now that I'm in this awesome state that I just want to work. All I want to do is work on this writing. I will probably see you guys tomorrow, or at the very least at my next update. So see you then. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You look about how I feel most mornings. Is it your birthday?
Beautiful. What a beautiful
Get out of the way, Grandpa. Oh, you guys are such a team. Are you shy? You want to come lay up here with Mommy? Oh. Oh, yeah. Is that your brother?
I love that.
Is he our Wiggles? Do we get to take him home?
He's got a little bit of red hair too, doesn't he?
It's my birthday today, and I'm 5. I used to be 4. I love you, YouTubers.
Today is November 19th, the 19th day of Nano, and also Rigley's birthday.
NaNoWriMo.
Yesterday, on the 18th, I had my very most successful day yet this Nano, and I clocked 3,418 words. I was unstoppable yesterday, and I probably would have kept going. The first 1,713 were when the kids were at school, and then I got 1,056 words right here in the car waiting for Boston to get out. And then for Boston's basketball practice, I brought my laptop and got another 649 words. So a grand total of 3,418 words. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in now real quick here because I have this many words today. Again, it's been Rigley's birthday all day long, and he didn't have school today, but we did have to go to his school for about an hour so he could get his class photo and their individual photos. No, thank you. Totally lost my train of thought. So I've just been hanging out with him, making his cake, getting things ready for his little just family of 4 birthday party tonight. We may go out to a cool pizza place that has some vegan options. We may stay home. I don't know what we're doing for dinner, but I made a cake earlier today. I'm probably not gonna have much time to write tonight until the kids are in bed, and I will update you when I have an update.
There's not a single day that passes without you on my mind. Not even 1 minute can end up before you come around. I yearn for the days when I see your face here before me. I long for the times you held me in your arms. Whoa.
Happy birthday, Worm!
You got me these? What kind of shoes? I got that for you. Just kidding, because I couldn't find it. What is this? Master Builder Emmett? A Spider-Man mask? Let me try that. That's cute.
The whole costume, Worm.
This book looks cool. It actually looks cool. The Rigley guy! Hi, Amanda. Thanks so much for your order. I hope you enjoy the book. The Rigley book?
What is it? Happy birthday to you. Birthday to you.
Happy birthday to me. Me. It's me.
Blow out your candles and make a wish.
All the cake got spit on.
Bye.
Hey guys, today is November 20th, the 20th day of Nano, but I'm not updating you about anything today. I'm just gonna tell you what all I did yesterday so I can close out yesterday's vlog. Yesterday was Rigley's birthday, so I didn't have a lot of mental activity to be able to put towards my project yesterday. I did get 1,806 words, but I would say a really big number of those words were just kind of me brainstorming a couple of future scenes. And something pretty major happened to where I realized that a lot of these main beats that I had, they'll still work, but the motivations and the reasons these things are happening now have a better meaning. They were full of action and all of that before, as far as I had planned them to be. But as I started writing and that first really big plot point where Act 1 turns into Act 2, I realized that the main idea I had for this, the theme is freedom, basically. Feeling free to do and live the life you want without other people dictating and telling you how to do such. And that's a pretty wide theme, but I've narrowed it down to where the stakes have gone from down here to way up here, and I feel really good about that. I just wrote and wrote and wrote until I couldn't think of any more ideas for the stakes and why this matters and all of that, and it's really taking us to that midpoint and then into that third act is kind of the section I was really working through in my mind and adding notes to the scenes that I already had written there about making a specific thing shine a little more than just the plot. If that probably does not make any sense to you with the limited information you have about what I'm talking about. Yesterday's word count technically probably should have been put in my outline, but since I have some very rough scenes laid out for that in my actual work in progress, I figured, you know, let's just save myself the extra step and go ahead and put those in. So that's what I did. Those 1,806 words worth of notes are actually really gonna benefit me in the long run, because now I know what direction I'm going and I don't just feel this is plot driven, I want it to also be character driven. So yay, go me. We got some Legos, people. You wanna say hi?
Hi, and this is Master Builder, and it, see?
Oh, is that your birthday present? One of your birthday presents? What else did you get?
Yeah, I got Rigley. It's me. I got me for my birthday.
You got yourself for your birthday? No, I think you got It's Me, Rigley by Savvy, who is also a author-tuber, booktuber here on YouTube, and I'll go ahead and link her channel below. Shout out to you, Savvy. Thanks so much. He loved it just as much as I knew he would. So thank you, and thank you guys for watching. We are... Well, as of the end of this vlog, we'll just consider this the 19th day of Nano still.
How are you guys doing on Nano? Have you hit any roadblocks yet? Have you had any epiphanies yet?
Epiphanies? Epiphanies?
Yay!
Okay, now we're gonna say bye.
Bye-bye. We're going to the car and then we'll ask you what we're gonna do.
Oh yeah, we're gonna write in the car. I don't think we're gonna film in the car today, but we're gonna write in the car today, just like we always do. But yep, with all that being said, just let me know below how Nano's going. Have you finished? Have you hit that goal yet? And all the things. Let me know all the things. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you feel so inclined, and we will see you
next time.
All right, bye.